So odds are, I mean, you've probably heard the phrase mommy makeover. Well, just because you're a mom doesn't mean you need a makeover, and you don't have to be a mom to want a makeover.
Okay, makeovers of any kind are different for everybody. It may be something you've thought about, especially now that we're into a new year.
Yeah, here to explain how mommy makeovers are done differently at Sculpt, Dr. Gerard Stanley. Welcome back, Doctor. Good to see you.
I like this red, the pocket square, the tie.
And the square
Did
pop.
your wife pick it out?
Good to have a wife that dresses you every morning. It makes life easy.
Yeah, she did a nice job.
Here. Well, Doctor, let's get, for the sake of this discussion, what is a mommy makeover at Sculpt?
Well, mommy makeover is sort of a colloquialism that's just been adopted nationally. Everyone knows the term mommy makeover, but it really isn't any one thing. For everybody, it's a little bit different. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the term mommy makeover. I think it's a little bit degrading that just because you're a mom, you have to be made over, or if you want to make over, you have to be a mom. But really, the term is just a constellation of surgeries where some people, it really came out of after childbirth. When you're done having kids, you may say, boy, I'd really like to get my flat tummy back, or I'd like to have a little bit of a breast augmentation or a breast lift, or, you know, my arms are a little bit saggy, or I just feel like I've gained weight in my eyes. It's just, we call it emotional discord, where when you look in the mirror, the way you feel and what you see don't always add up. So we always use the term harmony, that it's about finding that place of harmony again, where when you look in the mirror, you see exactly the way that you feel. And that's always a tough place. But the term mommy makeover has just kind of been lumped into this group of, for some people it's one surgery, for some people they'll want 3 or 4 different small procedures, but it's about just finding that harmony again in their life.
And you mentioned several options. Is it limited to those you mentioned, or could it really be anything?
It's really wide open. For some people it's liposuction, some people it's tummy tucks and breast surgery, some people it's face and arm, some people it's leg. Everyone's a little bit different, and that's really where you just sit down and you kind of talk to people and say, you know, what is it that's bothering you, and how can we help?
Yeah, and at Sculpt, you're really taking this idea of these mommy makeovers, you're turning it kind of on its head with your concept of it.
Your
How are you doing
approach.
that?
Well, the hard part is a lot of times a mom will come in and say, you know, I've got a 1-year-old or an 18-month-old baby, and I really want to have this mommy makeover, but I don't have 6 or 8 weeks, or I don't have someone that can come in and take care of my young child. So how can I have this procedure where I don't have 2 or 3 months downtime that you'll see with other procedures? What we'll do is we do everything with patients that are awake. It's under local anesthesia. We give some people some medicine to make them happy, and most people just kind of fall asleep. But as opposed to having 6 weeks of downtime with drains and just a really tough recovery, we take things a little bit slower. Sometimes we'll even break it up into a Tuesday and a Friday, so you'll do it in 1 week, but on 2 separate days. And then your recovery time is anywhere from 3 or 4 days to a week, at most 10 days. But you're up, you're moving, you're still able to help take care of your kids, you're still an active participant in your family, you don't feel like you're laid
Well,
up.
that's real life.
It is. The
You know, I don't know
downtime-
any. Right.
The downtime prohibits people from getting a lot of these procedures done. It just takes too long. You just don't have the time.
I tell people, if you've got 6 weeks, go to Europe. Do something really cool. Don't recover from surgery for 6 weeks. That's
No
not
kidding.
fun.
And to be in discomfort for that length of time. And I know that that's something that distinguishes Sculpt, not just in Omaha, but around the world. And you can learn more about that at sculptomaha.com. We have some images that our viewers, I think, are going to be impressed with. And I'd love for you to take us through these before and afters and explain what you did.
Well, this is a gal, just as sweet as can be. You know, she lost some weight, said, I just don't like my arms. So for her, it was really, this was about an arm procedure for her. She had a couple other small little areas while we were doing this, but for her, it was, I really want my arms to look good. So I can wear t-shirts, I can wear sweaters, and I don't feel like I've got that bump. So you can see at the bottom the before, and you can see after just how much tighter that is. She's just got a small scar, but she's just happy as can be.
Yeah, it's an incredible transformation. And in this picture, the eyes.
This is where you, boy.
We looked at this picture before the show.
I
and we
was
thought, this is an amazing
amazed.
transformation.
I love eyes. Eyes to me are just kind of my happy place. That's where I fell in love with cosmetic surgery. You know, this was a gal, she was done having kids. She was just kind of at a place where she'd lost some weight. She'd had a couple other procedures done, but for her, the big thing was she said, everyone looks at me and says, I just look so tired. I don't want to look tired. My mom had baggy eyes. What can we do? So
What
this was
did
a
you do
simple
here? What is it?
procedure.
Is it an eyelid thing? Or what
This
did
is
you
an
do?
eyelid procedure we did called a blepharoplasty. It's all done under local. So she was in, she was awake. She ended up with 2 little stitches under her skin. This was her 6 weeks out, and she's just
She looks
absolutely
amazing.
ecstatic.
And I think it looks so natural, and that's what a lot of us would want. You don't want to look surprised or like it was overdone. She just looks fabulous.
And that's the whole goal, is to look like yourself, not to try to look like a Hollywood starlet or somebody that you may say, I'd like to look like this person, but it's how do we turn back the clocks for ourselves so that we can look like a younger, more refreshed version of
And
yourself.
she does.
And the
Well done.
tummies are a problem area for not just women, but men as well. But this is, what'd you do here?
This was liposuction and a tummy tuck. So it was a liposuction assisted tummy tuck. She was up and walking immediately after the surgery. So it looks like a completely different person.
And listen, I don't see any incisions on that one, so there's
So
a
hers
proof
was
of
just right in her
technology.
bikini line. This was another gal. This was a liposuction assisted tummy tuck. She had a lot of areas she wanted to be treated. This was one procedure for her, and this was her at, I believe, 4 to 6 weeks, probably closer to 6 weeks, I'm guessing.
Wow.
After she was actually back to work 48 hours later.
Wow. So, and you brought an offer for our viewers if they're looking at these images and they're compelled.
Yep,
What are you doing?
I think what we're doing is we're doing half off our facility fee, and anybody, if they mention the Morning Blend, half off the facility fee for your surgery, as well as a free facial.
Wow. Right? A little
So,
perk a few
little
weeks
bit
after
of-
the fact.
A little bit of
Just throw
mom
that in
time,
there.
have a little bit of fun you time after your procedure.
And help us understand, I know it might vary on that operating room fee, but so that we appreciate the value.
Yeah,
Is there
typically, an
average?
operating room fee is about $750, so we're just saying we'll do half off that.
There you
Just
go.
anybody who mentions the Morning Blend, and
That's significant.
section,
So.
so-
Here's where you get in touch with Sculpt if you'd like to make an appointment and at least sit down and talk to Dr. Stanley. It's 884-6700, and then the website again is sculptomaha.com.
And that's really the first step, right? To get a hold of you and do some sort of consultation.
Yep, all consultations are free, so you just call, we sit down. We're really going to have a discussion about what are your long-term goals, what are your wishes, really what are you busy with your life, and how can we come up with the best way to have the least amount of downtime to give you the results you want.
It's personalized, and I like that. Thank you.
Doctor,
Thank you
thanks.
guys.